And is it if it's like, say if I opened a door, like oh, we keep the AI in there. Is it a computer? Is it a program? Is it a hard drive? Like what is that?
Yeah. So there's two parts. There's two parts to it. So the first part is you need really advanced chips. So you need like these, they're called GPUs or sometimes called TPUs, or there's a lot of different words for it, but you need like the most advanced computer chips in the world.
Okay.
And
how big is each one? Do you know?
Or
can you measure it like that?
The biggest ones are actually like the whole chips are like, pretty big, but they're like a wafer kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But then you put a lot of them all together.
Okay.
So these, exactly.
Wow.
These chips, and the biggest ones are exactly.
That's a little one.
That's a little one. There's really big ones.
Okay. But these are the brain cells of it.
Yep. These are the brains behind it. Yeah. So then, exactly. Those are some big ones. So then,
so you have to have a lot of these chips.
So you need a ton of these chips, and that's kind of that's the physical presence. And then by the way, they take a huge amount of energy. They're really you have to do a lot of calculations, and there's a lot of math that has to happen on them. And so and you have giant, basically, data centers, buildings full of like tons and tons of those chips, just in giant rows.
Like how big are we talking? Warehouses?
Yeah, the biggest one. I mean, like Elon's data center Colossus is like. It's probably more than 1 million. It's definitely more than 1 million square feet. I mean, it's like just huge.
Really?
Yeah. Look up Colossus.
I've never known this.
Yeah. That you see that building with the sunset?
Second row?
Yeah. There
right
you go.
There?
Or the one to the left.
Oh no.
Yeah.
There you go.
That one. Yeah. Look, it's like a huge ass building.
What?
It's huge, and all that's just filled with chips.
Have you ever been in there?
I haven't been in that one, but I've been in some of these, and it's just
this is what it looks like inside?
Yeah, basically, yeah. So it's just rows and rows of chips. So
no plants or anything.
Yeah, no plants. It gets hot in there.
I bet. You hear about like chip makers, NVIDIA all the time, Taiwan. That place is just a hotbed for chips. Why is it a hotbed for chips?
Yeah, so one of the biggest companies in the world is this company called Taiwan Semiconductor.
Yeah, TSM, I've seen them.
TSMC, yeah. So they're it's like $1 trillion company based in Taiwan, and it's that is where almost all of the high-end chips for AI that we were kind of talking about, all of them are manufactured there. They have the most advanced, think about them as factories, like the most advanced chip factories in the world. They're called fabs or fabricators, but basically these huge factories that are like, there's all sorts of crazy stuff. So they have the most expensive machines in the world. They have machines that cost hundreds of millions of dollars in there.
Wow.
They have they build them because so that the chips, they have to be made at the like finest levels and very, very precisely.
Yeah, you need small hands. Probably, huh?
You need that, and there's like these machines that that at the nanometer level make like little marks and etches on top of.
And they have those.
They have those, yeah.
Wow.
Those are super expensive machines. So the
chips.
It's crazy, yes. But the machinery is so precise that even if there's like a little bit of like seismic movement, a little earthquake or a little bit of movement, it can fuck up the whole machine. So they have to build the buildings, build the factories in a way such that there's like the whole building doesn't move, even if there's like a little earthquake or a little shake from the earth. So it's this crazy engineering. And so all these giant factories are in Taiwan, and that's where basically like 100% of all the advanced AI chips are made. So that's why Taiwan matters so much.
Got it.
But then the reason it's a hotbed is that the People's Republic of China, the PRC, has a
they used to own Taiwan, right?
Yeah, I mean,
is that true or not? I might make that up.
There's a complicated relationship between
Okay.
Taiwan and China, where if you ask people in Taiwan, they want to be independent, they want to be their own country, but the People's Republic of China has a sort of a reunification plan that they want to bring Taiwan back into their country and be back a part of China. So it's kind of, like it potentially, thankfully there's no war yet, but there's a risk.
Still talking to your ex.
Yeah, exactly. There's a risk it becomes like Russia, Ukraine, or one of these really, really bad situations. So that's what's scary. What's scary is that China wants to either invade or bring Taiwan back into its country. And there have been President Xi has ordered his military to get ready to do that before 2027. Now we don't know what's going to happen, but if a extremely powerful world leader says to get something ready by 2027, you kind of read between the lines a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's part of it is obviously it'd be we don't want to enable them to take over this island, but then the other thing that's scary is China may view it as a way to just like win on AI, because if they take over the island with all of these giant factories,
all the chips, baby,
they'll get all the chips.
Frito Lamborghini, baby, they be running it all.
They'd be running it all. Yeah.
Wow. So yeah, that's why Taiwan is, because you kind of hear about it in the whispers of like a potential place where there could be like a conflict.
Yeah, and there's all these reports about how China's they're stacking up tons and tons of military right on their coast to that's pointed directly at Taiwan, and it's pretty close. Taiwan's pretty close to China. Like it's not so far away. So.
Phew, that'd be spooky.
It's spooky.
We're so blessed to have a place where at least we can sleep in peace, even if we're uncomfortable at times in our brains. To not have that constant threat.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So you don't worry that the government will regulate right now. It's not a concern at the moment.
Regulate AI?
Yeah, in America.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think we're focused on how do we make sure that America wins. How do we make sure that that the United States comes out on top, and that we enable innovation to keep happening.
Would you think they could regulate the amount of chips that you're allowed to have?
So this is a hot topic globally, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
This is actually...
Damn! Finally, dude. 560 interviews, we got a good question.
This is one of the hottest topics in DC right now, is what are we going to do about how many chips other people are allowed to have, because almost all the chips are American chips. So they all are American chips, and technically,
what do you mean, we own most of them?
Yeah, exactly.
But China owns most of them too.
China has their own chip industry, but it's behind ours.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. So the United States has the most advanced chips, and these chips are the envy of the world. Everybody in the world wants our chips, and one of the big questions is, does the government allow a lot of these chips to go overseas to China or parts of Asia or the Middle East or wherever, or do we want to make sure they stay in America and make sure that we win in America? And this is a super duper, they're called export controls.
Yeah. Because it's a possibility to run it all.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's got the chips? What do you think about it?
It's a complicated thing, because basically, one argument is, we shouldn't be throwing our weight around in this way. Like, maybe it's fine. It's a free market. Like, if other people want our chips, they should be able to get our chips. And that way, the world is running on American chips. That can be good in some ways. And it helps make sure that, helps bolster our economy, our industry. But the other way to look at it is, hey, AI is really, really important that America wins at, and we don't want to, let's not give other people any advantages, or let's make sure that we win, and then we can figure out what we're going to do with all the chips. So you can see both sides of it, right? Mm-hmm. And there's all sorts, even beyond that, there's 50 different arguments on both sides of the conversation. But where I come from on it is let's make sure America wins, and let's start from there and then figure out what we need to do to win.